In this one, I'm going to turn a flower in a bowl. In my pile of wood, I found this piece of wood lying over there. I didn't use it for a long time, so I think I know why I chucked it over there. It was a piece missing on this piece of wood, and I decided, and it's got no features. I think it's a yellow wood. It's got no features, so I decided to do a flower. In the beginning, what I done is I just a cylinder, so it will be balanced, and now marking 2 lines, and I'm going to drill holes in those places. By magic, the holes are done, and now I'm going to cut straight lines on the bend, so I did cut to create the pebbles, and just slightly roundish down, so it's not going to be straight lines, and then I'll put it into resin to give it the feature. Now here I borrowed from my wife a cake bowl from silicone and glass. The spread that I put inside was mold release from silicone, so I hope that it will not stick to it. Never done it before. I don't think that my wife will take it back, and I'm sure that she won't be impressed, but it's not an expensive one, so I can buy her maybe something much more. I'll give her a flower and a bowl. Let's see. Put it inside. I've got the chuck in as a weight, and the next day, actually 2 days later, I took it out, and I hope that it will not stuck. It did not stuck. Now the thing was, the base is glass, and I hope that it's not going to break. And I just put the knife in between, and boom, it came out beautiful. The only thing is that it's quite sharp, the edges, and I didn't notice that it's quite sharp, the edges, and of course I cut myself. Now let's start turning the ball. I'm starting from the outside in, from the base out. I like to start all the time from the base, and I'm just creating a tenet for the next step of the project. So all the time think, what will be my next step and how I'm going to hold my project for the next step. So I all the time think 1 step ahead or 2 steps ahead. Will I be able to hold it, and what will be the easiest way to hold it? And I'm creating it now when I've got enough ways to hold it in this way, or I turn it around and hold it. So that's my thought and thinking every time when I do a project. Otherwise, what happens is I can find myself very easy with 3/4 done and no way to hold the ball. In this case, the ball or a vase or anything else. So all the time, that's what I do for myself. It's a tip that I give you. Remember to think all the time, what will be my next step or 2 steps from now, and how I'm going to hold it safely so I can continue turning. It's like Halloween. It's like, I don't know, it's like a party. It's like a wild party with all those pieces flying all over from resin, and the colors, the pink and the red and the blue, and it's quite funny. Creating the tenet, and that the size of the tenet will be also the size of the leg that I leave. I'll give it later. I'll give it with a V shape from Blackline Tools. With this one, I'm going to give it a dovetail a little bit to the leg, so it will be easier to hold it in the chuck later. And I will turn it sideways, 45 degrees, pump up the speed, and just clean it up. And this stage, I saw that because it's such a porous wood and it's not a nice wood, it bleeded in, and I think it's actually quite nice as a feature. Put a little bit of cellular seal that I mix with alcohol, so make it a little bit easier to apply, and I'll apply it on both sides because it's so porous. It's a little bit difficult to turn. And then what I'll do is I'll sandpaper from 80 all the way to 600. because it's such a soft wood, I tried and applied with a popsicle piece of wood, popsicle stick, to create the burning feature, and it worked very nicely. So popsicle sticks, popsicles handles, or whatever you call it, on a soft wood works very nice. The finish that I decided to do on this bowl will be the first will be triple E wax, and after that I'm going to do a Hampshire shin, the glossy one, not the original, but the glossy one. I wanted to give it a little bit of a shine, so on this one I'm using the glossy one. So triple E, and then Hampshire shin, the glossy. You can see now, oh, beautiful, the colors pops from the inside out. The red pops out. It came out nice, but next time I would not use those two colors because they're too close to each other, and they complement it, but you'll have to be very close to see the blue or the red coming out of the other color. Turn it back, and the same thing wherever you've got the resin. We have this party going on. Everything flies all over the show. Red, blue, very similar to the American flag colors. And I wasn't sure what I'm going to do with the center, and I decided to leave. I asked my wife what she feels like. She's got a good eye, and she said, "No, I'll leave the hump in the middle. It will be like in the middle of the flower. It will look nice," and exactly that's what I done. The same thing on this side. I'm going to sandpaper all the way to 600, and then triple E, and after that Hampshire shin, the glossy one. Thank you for staying around to the end of the video. A flower in a sunset. Just a cute idea from a piece of wood with no features whatsoever, dull, yellowish, just to give it a little bit of a life back. Very narrow, flat leg, and here in the middle I left on purpose like a hump, so it will be like a fruit bowl or something similar to that. What do you think? Don't forget, if you're new to my channel, to subscribe upstairs here. Yeah, subscribe. Put some comments at the bottom, good ones, bad ones, and I will see you on my next video. Boom.